Welcome to Conference USA Men's and Women's Basketball Championship. Tonight, the men take center stage as number 9 seed, the UTEP Miners, face the number 8 seed, Western Kentucky Hilltoppers, inside the Ford Center. Let's take a look at the brackets because tonight the men take center stage. And this is the first of two we're going to have from Court A, as we like to call it. It's going to be Western Kentucky and UTEP. And then coming up at 9 o'clock, it'll be FIU and Louisiana Tech. And on Court B at 9:30 Eastern Time, it'll be Rice and Utah. Hello again, everybody. Along with Colin Boddicker, former TCU player. I'm Ron Thulin. Now, it was obviously a tough year for UTEP. They lost both meetings with Western Kentucky this season. But if UTEP wants to get going, Tay Hardy's the guy that has to do it.
Yeah, he leads the team in scoring at 12.7 points per game. And he can be a really explosive scorer, and they're going to need him to really have a good game today to have a chance against Western Kentucky.
Well, getting great shots against Western Kentucky is not easy because they have the nation's leading shot blocker in Jamarian Sharp. This guy is a beast on the inside.
Yeah, Sharp is a two-time Conference USA Defensive Player of the Year, and I think you're going to find out why here in a little while. He leads the nation in total blocks with 127, good for 4.2 per game. And he's really hard to miss out there. He stands at 7'5".
He was a big guy, and that's what was UTEP was game planning around him. In fact, even watching video on how he blocked the shots. UTEP, they've had an up and down year this season. At times they have played well, but they told me before the game it's going to come down to the last TV timeout and how they play. Well, Western Kentucky 16-15 on the year. They are coached by Rick Stansbury in his 7th year at Western Kentucky. He has done a great job no matter where he has coached, including Mississippi State. Got a lot of ties to Western Kentucky. His uncle, Edgar B. Stansbury, is a 1994 Western Kentucky University Hall of Famer and was a 3-sport athlete, I might add. And the head coach of UTEP in his 2nd year, Joe Golding, had a great first year. This year they come in at 14-17, 7-13 in conference play. Last year they got their first 20-win season since Tim Floyd did it back in 2014, 2015. Joe had great success at Abilene Christian, 158 wins there. And we are set. Our officials tonight, Gary Maxwell, Amy Bonner, and Shane Staggs. And we are underway. Western Kentucky will begin with the basketball.
You got to like how Aycott doesn't even attempt to win the tip.
No.
Right out of the gate against Sharp.
Western Kentucky just averaging under 70 points a game offensively in conference play. Outside the deep three by Dante Allen, won't find the range. And here comes Shamar Gravance. He has been standout this year for UTEP, really coming on. Solomon on the drive, and again you can see Sharp getting a piece of it.
That's interesting. They want to go right at him, trying to maybe potentially get him in a little bit of foul trouble.
You know, there's always two theories of thought. You try to bring him out a little bit, or you go after him. Jump shot is going to be airborne. And take a look at UTEP's starting lineup. This is the lineup they have had for better than a month and a half, and they've played well as a starting 5. Dump it down inside, the easy 2, Emmanuel Aycott, 6th-year player out of Winnipeg, Manitoba. And Western Kentucky starting 5, their usual starting 5. Hamilton, Allen, Aycott, Davion McKnight, and Jamarian Sharp. Here's Aycott. Gives it up near side. Hamilton, no. And one of the smallest players on the court. Devance comes up with it. Try to run, turnover. Coaches for UTEP telling me just a few moments ago, the first 5 minutes of this game are so important. They want to set the tempo and the pace of this contest.
Officials seem to be letting them play a little early on in this game, too.
Yeah,
multiple guys getting bumped and hitting the deck here.
Frazier tried to have the break, but McKnight swatted it away. The 3 from the corner. Hamilton can't find it. They try it again, buried.
Well, that worked out for a 3 to Allen, but Jamarian Sharp has the ball right underneath the basket at 7'5" with hardly anybody around. He's still kicking it out instead of just jamming it home.
You know, that used to be a real pet peeve of a lot of coaches. When you're that big, you should try to tear down the rim. Here it is again. Take a look at this.
Allen, a catch and shoot from the top of the key.
And the foul's going to be on Hamilton. That'll be his first personal foul. UTEP with the basketball. Completely new team for UTEP this year. They lost all 5 starters from last season. They get their first basket. They signed 13 new players, 10 scholarship players, 3 walk-ons. I don't see how you compete with a team. Coach Golding's done a great job winning 14 games this year.
No doubt about it. Like, you can't imagine how difficult that's got to be, teaching literally an entire new roster plays, and it, you know, usually if you lose 3 or 4 guys every year, like, you have enough guys there that can kind of help teach the other guys what's going on. But man, what a tough way to come into the season, having to teach everybody the new system.
Coach Golding has done such a great job when he was at Abilene Christian. Had one of the biggest upsets in NCAA history back in 2021. He was seeded 14, beat number 3 Texas 53-52 in that game. Trying to work on Sharp again. And it was interesting because Zarik Onyema and a number of players, they actually studied tape to see their shots that were being blocked by Sharp in the first 2 meetings between these two.
And the emphasis there on shots plural, multiple shots.
Yeah.
There's a lot of different opportunities to have tape on that, for sure.
Onyema, the sophomore out of El Paso, Texas. He's a very physical player. Said he wants to dunk on everyone, even Sharp. Quick ball movement, plenty of time on the shot clock inside of 20. And that's going to be a blocking foul against UTEP.
Nice drive there. Hamilton catches his rips, goes baseline, trying to create something late in the shot clock there.
Couple of substitutions. Kelvin Kalu will check into the lineup for UTEP, and Jamari Sibley also coming in for the Miners. 1-point lead for UTEP. Trying not to let Western Kentucky win 3 in a row this season. Both games, UTEP had trouble rebounding with Western Kentucky. Coach Stansbury telling me before the game, they've got to take and make good shots because UTEP is an outstanding offensive rebounding team. In fact, during conference play, they average over 12 offensive boards a game.
I mean, that's a kind of the demeanor of the team, of the coach, kind of coming down to them, because getting offensive rebounds is all about effort.
All it is.
If you're out there on the wing and you got to go all the way in, try to get a rebound, but then still get back on D, I mean, it takes a lot of extra effort to do that. To get 12 of them is pretty good.
Yeah. Here's Gavant, started his career in Evansville, originally from Toronto, Canada. Inside, this time, Sharp couldn't get the block.
Yeah, it was a great finish there by Kalu. With Sharp hanging all over him. I don't even know how you get that up.
No, and Kalu is not tiny. He's 6'9", but he's still, you're giving away 8 inches almost. And we know Sharp's not going to shoot from out there. And over the top of the backboard, it'll belong to UTEP with a 2-point advantage.
Look at this. Like, I don't know. I mean, he just got it up really quick before Sharp could slide over there. Just hardly any room to get that off.
And it's amazing because you got the size of Sharp, but all 6 of UTEP's points so far have been in the paint. The 3 rolls around and drops. Tay Hardy with his 44th of the season. Last game they played a regular season, he didn't even attempt a 3-point shot. That's the first time he didn't attempt one in 2023. That's going to be a moving screen. Colin talked in the opening how Tay Hardy has got to have a good game tonight if UTEP wants to win. So far, he has started out well. He's got 3, and UTEP leads by 5. He's one of the best at welcome back. The 2023 Conference USA Men's and Women's Basketball Championship is presented by Total Care, where lives are transformed. Well, Colin Boddicker, I'm Ron Thulin. Good to have you with us today. Being unselfish is very much a part of basketball. And UTEP so far, on their 4 field goals, they have 3 assists, but it's been 3 different players with an assist.
Yeah, and 3 different players with made field goals as everybody's kind of getting into the act early here. I think it's going to be a balanced scoring attack for UTEP tonight, although we talked about Tay Hardy having a really big game, so we'll see if he gets that accomplished.
Well, once again, UTEP lost to Western Kentucky both games by 5. They are big on steals. Number 1 in Conference USA in steals per game, UTEP is. And now they lead it by 5. They've hit their last 3 field goal attempts. They try to bring Sharp way out. Offensive rebound. Couple of pump fakes, and Sharp gets his second tonight.
Yeah, that time Solomon ate that ball right back from Sharp. And Tay Hardy steps right back in. He gets his ball back out and kicks it out to Tay Hardy for 3. So it worked out just fine for UTEP.
And UTEP now on an 8-0 run. And again, as Tay Hardy goes, sometimes this UTEP team goes. Here is Western Kentucky. Try to get it into Sharp. Great pass inside. Whistle and a foul. Looked like Hamilton may have an and 1. Let's go back to Hardy's last 3.
Yeah, that was after an offensive rebound from Solomon after the shot was blocked right back into him and kicks it out to a wide open Hardy. Those shots are a lot easier to make when you're stepping straight into them from pass coming from inside.
Here is Hamilton out of Charlotte, North Carolina. Played at Maryland and Boston College. This is a big body guy that's very athletic. This is a player that decided to come back this season. Weren't sure if he was going to return for that 5th year. Respect a lot of players that do that. They always say there's unfinished business they like to talk about. Tyrone Marshall comes into the lineup for Western Kentucky, the junior out of Nashville, wearing jersey number 24. Watch the way this young man plays. The best way to describe him is junkyard dog.
Yeah, it'll be nice to see him get after somebody here on the defensive end of the floor.
Gavance. Oh, what a great move. The turnaround, and he gets the roll.
It's a really difficult shot, too, fading away on the baseline side.
And it's not like he's 6'6", he's 5'10". Western Kentucky, no field goals the last 3.5 minutes. Aycott gets it back, 10 on the shot clock. Tries to contort the body. Rebound pulled away, and a foul is going to be called. How about Kalu just trying to get that rebound? And we've got a player for UTEP come up a little lame on this.
Frazier might have twisted his ankle a little bit on that play. He's going to hobble over to the bench. Hopefully it's nothing too severe, and he can
Otis Frazier the
get
third.
that ankle taped up and get back in the game here.
Otis Frazier the third will go out. UTEP has scored on 5 of their last 6 trips down the court. And I think we're ready to go. Carlos Lemus is checked into the lineup, number 11 for UTEP, the sophomore out of Venezuela. From the outside, the 3 buried.
Hardy's on fire here. 3 for 3 from 3 right out of the gate.
Hardy already with 9 in the ball game. He averages 12.7. And the no field goal time continues for Western Kentucky. It's going to be over 4:10. That's going to be an offensive foul.
And it also looks like McKnight might have rolled his ankle a little bit as well, as he tries to tighten his shoe up a little bit here.
And make sure that the ankle's okay. Already 9 of the last 11 points now for UTEP. But this is the way the season has gone for the Miners. You know, talking to the coaching staff and some of the players, they said, no, at times we play great. It's just that last 5 minutes. You know, balls just roll out. They make a mistake. The three. Moose, 51% of his shots are threes. Western Kentucky, ball stripped away. Nice defensive effort by Moose. They get the ball back inside, and we're going to have a whistle and a foul.
You know, I get what Hardy was doing there. He thought his teammate was a little closer. I think he just threw it just a little too hard off the backboard. But a good effort, because he was going to have a very tough time finishing there on that play. But he knew his teammate was following it up, so I think he just ricocheted a little too hard off the glass there.
Well, that's McKnight's second personal foul. And that would be a big loss for Western Kentucky. Now Tariq Onyema was going to the free throw line. Now they're saying it wasn't a shooting foul, so they'll just get another set. In the corner, the three. Offensive rebound, talked about, over 12 a game in conference play. Step back shot for Hardy. First miss of the game, but UTEP will have possession.
Yeah, good hustle from Solomon on that play as well to keep the possession alive for UTEP.
Western Kentucky leads the series between these two teams 8-1. They've won 6 straight games. Last UTEP win was back in 2016, the 50th anniversary of the 1966 title over Kentucky. Don Haskins' squad.
Western Kentucky showing a little 2-3 zone here. Good catch to the high post and skip to a wide open three. That's good offense right there. As Devance knocks down another three for UTEP. That's 4 made threes already for UTEP, and they've opened this up to a 14-point lead here early in the first half.
Now they're coming out strong on the year. They only make about 5 threes a game, and they've got, as you mentioned, 4 already. This is a team that overall only 29% from 3. Here it is again.
Yeah, what you didn't see was the pass before. Kind of goes into that high elbow area on the left side, but is an immediate turn in reverse. Got to make that defense rotate in the 2-3 zone. If they don't, wide open threes on the backside.
You know, you talked to Coach Golden. He said he wanted a rotation coming into this year because of all the new players of 10 to 11 players. But to accomplish that, they wanted to have a lot of team bonding. As we take a look at UTEP's snapshot, their last NCAA tournament was back in 2010. And you can see where they rank in Conference USA. But he spent a lot of time team bonding in this offseason and even during the season, because with 10 new players, like you mentioned, you got to find out if they like each other off the court.
No, there's no doubt about that. And there's just, you got to make sure that they all like each other enough to pull in the same direction and try to get wins together.
Catch, shoot, no. Rebound pulled away by Onyema. Right now, UTEP +7 in rebounds, and they're on an 8-0 run. Good patience inside, and Onyema with 2.
Yeah, good position on the inside, and then a pump fake to get his defender in the air. UTEP pouring it on here, up 16 now.
And the lead, or the run, is 10-0. Bug loose on the rug, and it's going to belong to UTEP. How many times have you and I seen this where the details and small plays like that can change a game around?
No, there's no doubt about it, and it's all going in UTEP's favor at this point. Up 16, under 12 timeout.
Welcome back inside of the Ford Center, where the Dallas Cowboys normally practice inside, transposed into 2 different basketball courts. And, of course, the head coach at Western Kentucky, so successful, one of the great basketball minds, is Rick Stansberry. Over 400 wins in his coaching career. You look at his time at Mississippi State and Vanderbilt, not only was he winning basketball games, graduating players at a higher graduation rate during that time, except for Vanderbilt. 2004 SEC Coach of the Year. Tay Hardy, we talked about him in the open. He has scored or assisted on 13 of UTEP's 22 points.
He's off to a good start.
Yeah. Talk about rebounding, though. Right now, UTEP is dominating in that category.
Absolutely dominating. They're +8 on their boards already, 12-4 in this game, and holding Western Kentucky to 1 for 10 from the floor.
Third member of our broadcast team, be roaming the sidelines, Ashley Pickle. Ashley, more on Rick Stansbury.
Hey guys, yeah, you're talking about it, and it's funny because you know that Stansbury has been here for quite a while when it comes to WKU, but the connection to the Hilltoppers actually goes back well before that, as his great uncle, Edgar B. Stansbury, was a 1994 WKU Athletics Hall of Famer and a 3-sport athlete. Get that: baseball, basketball, and football. So this is definitely a family that loves hooping, but man, it goes way further back than even that.
All right, thank you so much, Ashley. Known Rick Stansbury a long time. He is one of the good guys in the business. Outstanding basketball coach. Oh my, Sharp with a jam.
Yeah, now that's what you expect him to do every time he catches the ball down there. Certainly capable of it.
Well, that stopped a 10-0 run, but the lead is still big at 14.
And maybe that'll spark Western Kentucky.
That was only their second field goal made in this game.
Yep. It's been tough sledding so far.
Gavance had to get free to get open. Looks up and sees 7-5 in front of him. Shot clock inside of 5. Hardy lost it. It's going to be tipped. It'll be a shot clock violation.
Boy, Hardy did an awfully good head fake right here. I know we're about to show the dunk from Sharp, but Hardy did an amazing head fake here, and Western Kentucky is very lucky that Sharp did not pick up his second foul on this end of the floor. They ended up calling a shot clock violation, but I think Hardy got hit pretty hard before
I think he did
the shot clock there. Fortunate call for Western Kentucky.
Here's Sharp. Nice job by Onyema, just trying to get a hand on it, but Sharp muscles it up.
Sharp sticking with it down there. Western Kentucky appears to be getting out of their offensive funk a little bit. A couple of buckets on the last couple of possessions here.
Sharp does have a little bit of offense, averages about 7 points a game. As you mentioned, 2-time Conference USA Defensive Player of the Year. The three. UTEP now 4 of 9 from beyond the arc.
Yeah, you can tell that they're going to probably try to live and die by that three with 9 attempts already. They're on pace for almost 40 today.
Boy, that's going to be Sharp. Tried to go over the back of Onyema.
They're going to call that foul on Onyema.
Oh, they are. I can't. That kind of surprised me.
And it surprises me too. The entire Western Kentucky team was on the other end of the floor, getting ready to play defense.
Well, I just looked down the scores table, all our fellow broadcasters, and everybody has their mouth open like, are you kidding me?
You need to be able to, I mean, the guy's 7'5", you have to be able to box him out.
Yeah.
Right?
And Onyema just picked up his second personal foul. That would be a major loss for UTEP. 3 orange jerseys surrounded the baseline. Good quick hands knocked out by Solomon. .947 left to play here in the opening half. Western Kentucky has hit just 2 of their last 10. And the foul is going to be called. That'll be on Hardy. And that'll be his first personal foul.
Yeah, I'm sure Coach Golding is not terribly upset with being aggressive on defense, picking up a foul here. But you certainly don't want him to pick up a second here in the first half where he might have to go sit down for a little bit.
Tried to get inside the tunnel, and they do for the 2. Jordan Rawls, the senior out of Chattanooga, Tennessee.
That was actually a pretty difficult shot. He's floating to the left and kind of shot it back to the right. on the move.
So after
finish by Rawls.
Well, so after a 10-0 run by UTEP, a 6-0 run by Western Kentucky. Acott. And it'll belong to UTEP. Or Western Kentucky. We go back to Rawls' shot.
Yeah, that is not an easy shot. Floating to your left and kind of shooting it back over to your right.
UTEP 4 straight empty possessions now. And now Western Kentucky with a chance to get back in this game. Sharp inside, and he is going to be fouled.
Sibley's first foul. 6-0 run now for Western Kentucky over the last 2.5 minutes. Meanwhile, UTEP hasn't scored in over 3 minutes and 21 seconds.
And here is Jamarian Sharp out of Hopkinsville, Kentucky. Coach Stansberry was very impressed with him in the offseason. He could have gone to a Power 5 conference and decided not to. Wanted to come back, and you can see he is the tallest in D1 right now. He said his heart is at WKU.
It's got to make you feel good as a coach in a program.
Oh, and one of the reasons is Rick offered him a scholarship when he couldn't even get off his high school bench. Coach Stansberry saw something in him.
That's something they've always told us when we were growing up. You can't teach height, right?
There you go.
But he can actually run and do some things.
Well, that's the first thing you said when you saw him coming out in warm-ups.
Yeah, and he's you know, agile and clearly, you know, he might not be a big-time scorer, but you know, he can protect the rim one of the best in the country at doing that. So not everybody has to put the ball in the bucket on the offensive end.
Exactly. Now UTEP's got to get something going offensively. Closing in on 4 minutes without a point. Rawls for three, buries the three.
And Western Kentucky has now cut this lead down to 7, and it's all starting on the defensive end for them. Scoring drought up to 4 minutes now for UTEP.
Rawls had 15 the last time these two teams met just 6 days ago. And Rawls has 5 tonight. We've got a timeout, 8:14 to play in the opening half. UTEP holding on to a 7-point advantage. March is here and the ESPN Tournament Challenge is back. Scan the QR code to download the app and play the #1 bracket game. Create a group, invite your friend, and get ready for the madness. Sign up for the ESPN Tournament Challenge today to test your bracketology knowledge. Hello, Colin Bowdecker and Ashley Pickle. I'm Ron Thulin. Western Kentucky started the game shooting 1 of 8. Since then, they're 4 of 9. That's good, but you said it has started with their defense, actually, this 9-0 run.
Yeah, they've just started. I mean, it's funny how that kind of helps, right? You get stops and your confidence gets going. Just like UTEP went out to a big lead because they were getting stops and everybody's getting excited. The whole bench is getting into it. Hardy's knocking down threes, and they jumped out to a 16-point lead, but that can evaporate really quickly.
Well, since their last field goal, UTEP, which was over 4 minutes ago, they're 0 for 3. They've had 2 turnovers in that span, and that snaps it.
It's a good ball fake from Solomon, but he had Kalu, I thought, on a little bounce pass there for an easy basket as well.
Try to get it to Sharp. Whistle and a foul is going to be called. It's going to be a holding foul called.
Yeah,
and that'll be on Solomon. Oh, check that. That'll be on Kalu.
Yeah, and Kalu got caught grabbing him right there. Sharp was rolling to the basket. He slipped screen to go to the basket there and was about to have a big-time dunk. Probably a good foul for him. So now you put him on the line for a 1-and-1 instead. Good-looking stroke.
That's pretty good for a guy his size. And take a look at what he has. How about over 4 blocks a game? 127 coming into tonight on the blocks. And Sharp only has 1 tonight.
You just don't see very many guys averaging over 4 blocks a game anymore.
It is amazing stat. That is why Western Kentucky leads the country in blocks per game.
I think part of that is also there's not a lot of inside back to the basket play anymore either, which some of those shots end up getting blocked.
Good point. Here's Hamilton, one to beat. The big Euro step, offensive foul.
That was good anticipation there by.
That's going to be his second personal foul. Look at it again, or check that first. So Hamilton's going to take a seat. And now with 7:28, UTEP going to try to build that lead back up. It is the second on Hamilton. And here comes UTEP. Averaging 67 points a game. Their coaches believe that the most aggressive team tonight is going to win the game. On top, Hardy. They give him some room. Oh, Sharp came out. He said, no way. Slam dunk, Kevin Kalu.
Yeah, and that was all predicated because Hardy's already knocked down 3 threes, so now the defense is definitely closing out to him, and he takes that step back here. And 2 guys run at him. Nope. My teammates underneath for the big and 1 jam there for Kalu.
Well, if you're 6'3" and you see a guy coming at you 7'5", you're going to give up the rock pretty quickly.
I would.
Absolutely. You don't want to be posterized. Kalu, a 54% free throw shooter, gets it to drop. He's got 5 in the ball game.
He's looking at his thumb like he might have hurt it on the rim there.
Wow.
He was when he was running back. He's still kind of messing with his right thumb a little bit. Might have to keep an eye on that.
Kalu's only had 8 points in the last 4 games. Tough shot, fall away, buried. Jordan Rawls has come in and made a difference on the offensive side.
That was a nice shot there from Rawls. Been a nice spark here off the bench.
They show the double, kick it back out. Gavance. Shot clock at 13, getting a little raggy. Couple of pump fakes. That was close to a travel. Kalu, offensive rebound. What UTEP does so well.
That ball's almost like it's slippery or something.
Yeah.
No, everybody's losing the handle right now.
On the drive, Sharp went for the block, couldn't get it, comes up with a loose ball.
3 guys hit the deck on that one.
Rawls was 7 of Western Kentucky's last 9 points. Offensive rebound opportunity to run for UTEP. In the corner, little hesitation. Lemus, no, it'll belong to UTEP.
Lemus had an opportunity to either knock down that 3 or take that one all the way to the basket himself. I understand wanting to drop it off to a teammate, but you end up with the ball out of side, under the basket, out of bounds play instead of a wide open shot. I think you should always take that wide open shot first.
Absolutely. Derek Hamilton will check into the lineup, the 6'10" sophomore out of Baton Rouge, Louisiana. He's only played in 19 games, but 10 Conference USA games. Coach Golding says he's one of those players has the biggest upside. Christian Lander will come into the lineup for Western Kentucky, the junior out of Evansville, Indiana. And a transfer from Indiana.
Coach Golding has gone 10 deep here already.
Well, that's what he wanted to do coming into this season. 10 or 11, he said, the rotation. Good quick hands by Sharp. Shot clock inside of 5. They're going to have to put it up. The deep 3, back of the iron, another offensive rebound. That'll be the 6th offensive rebound already for UTEP.
Just a tough on the defense as Hardy hits another 3 here in the corner. Just tough on the defense when that long rebound comes out to secure the rebound.
Oh. Hardy, 4 3-pointers made already in this ball game. He's got a dozen points. And UTEP 9 assists on their 12 baskets. And here they come on the run. Up ahead, Gavance.
Western Kentucky just got caught with everybody either at the rim or on the baseline. Nobody rotated back as the shot went up.
And so now UTEP back on a little scoring run, and Western Kentucky on a scoring drought. Both teams have had impressive scoring runs tonight.
Yeah, UTEP did a nice job of taking that one on the chin on the comeback and then extending this lead back out.
That's going to be a foul, little grab away from the basketball. And it's going to be on Hamilton. That'll be his first personal foul. He hasn't played since February 18th, Derek Hamilton. And Sharp goes back to the line. Already 4 free throw attempts for Sharp. Normally not a great free throw shooter, just 50%.
He looks, I mean, his stroke looks like it should be better than 50%.
Yeah.
And it's just consistent, but it's got a nice rotation, good arc to it.
Sharp now, 50% from the line. And the lead is a dozen. So statistics always seem to play out, don't they?
Yeah.
Inside Hamilton. Nope, that's going to be a travel. And with that, we're going to take a break inside of 4 minutes, 3:54 to be exact, and UTEP leading Western Kentucky by a dozen. UTEP leads by 12, and one of the reasons why, the play of Tay Hardy on the offensive side.
Yeah, Hardy's already made 4 threes tonight, 4 out of 6 from the three-point line. Here's one from the right corner for 12 points. That's all of his points, but he's knocking down threes, and that is a career high already here in the first half for made threes with 4.
I tell you, he is really going crazy tonight, but that is what the coaching staff told us before the game. They said one of the reasons they go well is because he plays well. And he has done that so far. 3:54 left to play. This is a big 3:54, I think, for both teams.
Yeah, UTEP still +8 on the rebounds as well. That's been another big factor that they are holding Western Kentucky to 29% shooting. They're largely holding them to just 1 possession each time.
And they throw it away, but it'll still be their ball.
Joe Golding showing some athleticism there, dodging that ball as it came at his head.
See, the assistant coach should be responsible for not letting your head coach get whacked in the head.
Well, and his players were happy for him to get out of the way, too. Apparently, they wanted to make sure that he was okay.
3 on the way, missed. Otis Frazier, the third out of Buckeye, Arizona. Comes up with a rebound. And a whistle was blown.
They called timeout.
And it's going to be a 30-second timeout. Who called the timeout?
It looked like he called timeout, and Joe Golding doesn't want it.
Too bad.
Yep.
He's got to take the timeout.
That's one of those, it's like, it's an odd point of the game.
Yeah.
You know, you almost wonder if the official would, you see a player call timeout, but then just give a glance to the coach. It's like,
are you really?
This?
Yeah, really?
Because it's just an odd point of the game, right? 3:26 to go in the first half. And you've already used one, so now you only have 2 left for the game.
Well, Gary Maxwell and Amy Bonner did not hesitate on that call.
No.
I've known both of those officials a long time, and outstanding officials. Amy mainly known for the WNBA and women's college basketball, made the move over to the men's side, has even officiated the Olympics. Storied career for Amy. Closing in on 3 minutes to play here in the opening half. Shot clock at 8. Clay Moose lost it. They get it back, and they end up with a hoop. Derek Hamilton right on the spot.
As he's going down, just kind of batted it over to Hamilton, who's able to scoop it up and score on the left side. I don't know if I'd be calling for a pick and roll and putting a 7-5 guy on me.
No, I wouldn't. That doesn't seem like a smart play there. UTEP's hit their last 3 shots, poked out, loose ball, nice job taken away. The 3, buried. Emmanuel Aycock came in having hit 33 beyond the arc this season.
Well, that's a timely 3 for Western Kentucky, too. They can chip into this lead a little bit, get it down to single digits here by halftime.
Aycock
a little bit better about themselves going.
Oh, yeah. Aycock, one of those multifaceted guys, kind of a power forward, point forward kind of guy. Givens, no. The 3, can't answer it. Rebound's going to be pulled away. Tyrone Marshall, the junior out of Nashville, Tennessee. Final 1:45. The lead stands at 11. You hate seeing teams, if you're a coach, closing out, not shooting the ball well. Western Kentucky just one of their last 7.
Yeah, they had made that really nice run to cut it to 7, too.
On the drive, Sharp went for the block, but he did alter the shot. Up ahead, and that's going to be a foul. Marshall had one thing on his mind, and nothing was going to stop him.
Frazier came in and tried to take the charge. It's really difficult at that speed to get back in time, turn around, and get set. You need to be a fraction of a second in front of the offensive player to turn around and at least have a chance to get set.
Here's Marshall, 67% from the stripe this year. Started his college career at Colby Community College. Coach Golding, mass substitutions. A couple of players coming back in. UTEP would love to hold on to have the lead at halftime, because the main reason is they're 14-3 when they lead at half, 0-14 when they trail.
Amazing stat right there.
I asked the coaching staff, I said, what does it come down to? And again, the little things, the final 5 minutes.
That just shows you they have the ability to close out games. You just need to be able to put together a whole 40 minutes.
Ten on the shot clock, no place to go. The 3, not going to get the bounce. Rebound knocked around. Western Kentucky comes up with it. Givens tried to get the steal. Here comes Rawls, has had a good first half. The long 3, buried by Dante Allen.
Yeah, as soon as Givens went flying through, and it was basically a 5-on-4. That is a drill that every coach runs.
Right.
5-on-4 drill. Try to get a quick, good shot that's wide open, so you don't have to run your offense necessarily to get it. They do just that. Allen knocks out a big 3.
Western Kentucky had a 9-0 run. Now they've got an 8-0 run. How about Dante Allen? Coach Stansbury calls him a quick burst scorer. And you know he's going to take the 3. 63% of his shots are from beyond the arc. Foul, by the way, was on Sharp. That is his second personal foul.
Yeah, I'm legitimately shocked when any player's shots are less than 50% from 3 these days.
Yeah, really.
Even the big guys.
Because all everybody wants to shoot now. Solomon can't get the free throw to go down. Shot clock turned off. Final 20 seconds here in the opening half. Western Kentucky tried to up their 8-0 run to end the quarter.
This is a good opportunity for Western Kentucky to come in with a nice burst right before the end of the half.
They show the double. The 3, no. And that's going to do it. So Western Kentucky goes on an 8-0 run, the final 2 minutes and 33 seconds. UTEP led by as many as 16 in the opening half, but they have a scoring drought of 3 minutes to end the first half of play. 20 minutes in the book. Who will advance to tomorrow? Right now, UTEP on top, 34-28. You are watching Conference USA Men's and Women's Basketball Championship presented by Total Care. 28 is our halftime score. We will begin the second half play in just a bit. Obviously, the winner will advance to tomorrow at the Conference USA Men's and Women's Basketball Championship presented by Total Care. We've had some great champions in the past in Conference USA. You know, dating back to last year, UAB won it. North Texas in 2021. That was a magical season. North Texas has a great team again this season. Jeff Jones out at Old Dominion, 2019. You look at that, that is a pretty stout group. And you go all the way back to 1996, the first year of Conference USA, 96-97. We've had some great champions here in this conference.
Yeah, this only goes back to 13.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I remember my senior year, we came over from the Western Athletic Conference for my senior year. I had 1 year in CUSA, and Louisville and Cincinnati and Memphis, a lot of older school, like, blue bloods of college basketball in this conference. They've had a lot of great tournament champions over the years.
And we take a look at net rankings. A lot of people are in the net rankings and all sorts of ways to evaluate teams. Florida Atlantic right now, the net ranking is 15. Grant's done a great job up at Texas. He is 40th, and UAB in at 58. And we're just about to start the second half. Let's go back to 19.
Every one of these teams certainly has a chance to make the tournament. I think Florida Atlantic would be the one that, even if they get knocked out early in the tournament here, they would still have a really good chance to get a seed in the tournament with that, especially with that net ranking.
Who knows?
But that's correct. A lot of other things need to happen in other conferences. Who's going to steal seats from at-large bids? And
that's it.
UTEP, a lot of games to be played.
And this weekend obviously will tell a lot. But still, you still never know for 100% sure until you hear your name called. UTEP begins with the ball. Backing down inside, keeping an eye on where Sharp is. Kick it back out, shot clock 15. Hardy, now they switch on him. And just losing his feet was Onyema. Ashley Pickle, you caught up with both coaches. What was the words of wisdom from them?
I did. UTEP obviously very happy with the way that they got started. That was a really key fundamental part for this team, was getting off to a hot start, and Joe Golding was incredibly impressed by the way that they did that. They said that ultimately the points in the paint is what has been so successful for them. When you're going up against Jamari and Sharp, that was a key point of focus coming into the game, and they executed it great. He said, we're also doing a really good job taking care of the ball, so keep doing that. On the other side of the ball, Rick Stansberry, he said, hey, we got off to a slow start, but it's a whole other half. Keep doing what you're doing, play your ball, and we're going to get right back into it.
That's huge. 16 points in the paint, by the way. Just kind of put a bow on that for UTEP. Foul was on Frazier, and Allen will go to the line.
Yeah, this game has been so back and forth with runs. Both teams have gone on a couple of different runs during the game, and like 8-0, 10-0 runs. And the difference really being that UTEP just had one a little bit longer.
Both teams capable of that, though, every time they have the basketball. Hardy's quick pull-up, in and out. Sharp battles for the rebound. Didn't want to pick up another foul and just go to the other side of the rim.
Yeah, nice job by Frazier using the rim there as an extra little guard to get that shot up as he got to the other side to spin it off the glass.
Otis Frazier's first basket of the ball game. The sophomore out of Buckeye, Arizona, started out at George Mason, whistling a foul underneath.
Yeah, great backdoor cut here from McKnight. Gathers and goes up, takes the hit, and somehow gets it up off the glass for an and one. It was a difficult shot to get up off the glass.
And Kevin Kalu will come back into the lineup. Onyema, by the way, picked up his 3rd personal foul. Those are the numbers on McKnight. 9 20-point games, a couple of 30s, 9 games of 5 assists or more.
Yeah, he's a very capable scorer, as we can see. And that is just he was held scoreless in the first half here. That's his first 3 points of the game.
A night out of Shelbyville, Kentucky. Even keel, consistent. Prior to this year, 2 years, all 63 games he has started at the point guard spot. Little rejection, and Sharp gets it back.
If you don't get into his body and create separation, there's almost no way you can get that shot off.
Exactly.
You've got to get your shoulder into his chest.
And Sharp's going to be fouled.
Create a little space between the 2 of you.
And Sharp's going to be fouled after getting his 3rd block, and here it is again.
He tried to. Sharp just did a nice job of holding his ground. And that's how you lead the nation in blocks.
Absolutely. By the way, Frazier picked up his 4th personal foul. And again, Joe Golding plays a lot of players. Frazier is going to go out. And they're going to bring Jamari Sibley back into the lineup, the sophomore out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Started his college playing days at Georgetown. Sharp has made a living at the free throw line. Can't get the 2nd one to go down. Just 3 of 8 now from the stripe.
He's going to have to make the next 2 to get back to his 50%.
There you go.
There you go.
And watch, he will. Nice dish inside. That's the way to go up strong, Kevin Kalu.
And Kalu, that time, he kind of got that left arm extended a little bit in the body and was able to create that space.
Kalu's a specimen. He's 6'9", 240.
That's a big guy.
They jump out on McKnight. Good defense. UTEP, here we go. Can't get a fork in the steak. And now Western Kentucky. McKnight gives it up inside, and Sharp is going to be fouled. We're going to let him jam it.
Yeah, that's a very good foul. I like that, especially a guy who's missed his last 2 free throws. Nothing easy at the rim. Sharp catches it. He's ready to go up and go with 2 hands. That's a nice job by Kalu, making him accept the line and earn these.
This will be free throws number 9 and 10 for Sharp. Last year was really his first year in D1 basketball. Came from John A. Logan College. Gets the 2nd.
You see that free throw go in, and it just looks so pretty.
It does.
He's a 50% free throw. That's amazing.
UTEP having problems with fouls. 4 fouls in the last 2:25 for him. Here's Hardy. Boy, they are stuck on him right now. Shot clock inside of 10.
Yeah, they're having a hard time on offense because anybody who wants to drive, then they see Sharp standing underneath the basket, and they don't want to have anything to do with it, so nobody continues their drive.
Sibley, not a good throw. The 3. Buried.
Yeah, that was a great relocation from Allen. Aycott drives to the middle, and Allen's out on the wing. His defender turns his head, so he slides to the corner, and when the defender turns around to run out to the wing, thinks the ball's going there. Nope, he's in the corner, wide open 3.
Wide open. Nobody was near him. 11 points now for Allen in the ball game. And it's down to a 2-point advantage, closest it has been in a long time. Aycott backing down. Oh, beautiful pass inside. Sharp got a piece of it. But he also got a piece of Kalu.
Wow, that's amazing. And Kalu, he is a specimen. He went up, and I can't believe he tried to dunk that. That was great.
Let's go back to Allen's 3.
Yeah, that's a great relocation to the corner there from Allen. And then on the previous play just now, good find. I couldn't really tell from that angle. Sharp was not happy with the call. Picks up his 3rd foul. That could be
huge.
A big foul.
Gallu, 54% from the line. Can't get the second one to go down. The lead stays at 3. Again, Western Kentucky has fought back from big deficits. Alley-oop to Sharp.
That's amazing that that's not there more often. I mean,
really?
Like 2.5 feet over the rim. That's a great play.
You almost have to just jam that passer all the time so he has no opportunity to throw.
No doubt about it.
Aycott's pull up short. Now Western Kentucky with a chance to take their lead. They've only led 3-2 early on in this ball game. Aycott short arms it. Gets it back. Count it. It'll go to the line. How about the alley-oop to Sharp? That's what got things going. The first lead for Western Kentucky since it was 3-2. They lead it by 1 with 1 to come. Western Kentucky shooting 30% of that first half. They're at 80% here in the second half, and they've gotten their first lead since it was 3-2. Let's check in with Ashley Pickle.
Yeah, guys, talk about the calling card for Rick Stanberry's team in the 7 seasons that he's been at WKU. It's been from the charity stripe. When they've had 1,552 more total free throws than their opponents under Stansberry's direction. Last year, they had 87 more free throws than their opponents even attempted. That was 3rd in the country. So only 18 schools in the nation were positive in that category. So you want to talk about taking those free shots and what exactly they're looking to do to get back in the second half. The charity stripe and those free shots are what they're going to be looking for.
Absolutely. You know, ever since I've known Rick, free throws and free throw attempts and make always have been huge for him. I like that.
Yeah, you can really gauge how aggressive you're being offensively by how many times you get to the stripe.
And also the fact that they actually take time to work at it. Shot from outside. Hardy can't get it to go. Hardy 12 points in the ball game, has that career high 4 3-pointers made on the drive. No. And now UTEP with a chance to push it ahead. Up ahead, and the layup counts.
Nice job by Solomon being strong with that, going through Aycott.
Calvin Solomon out of Houston, Texas, played at Stephen F. Austin, and we got a player down for Western Kentucky. Look at it again.
Looks like they're looking at his right leg.
Looks like it's Hamilton who's down, and they're working on that right ankle. Never want to speculate. And they're going to lift him up. Here, look at the right-hand side of your screen. Be able to see it right there. Just turn the ankle, and he's going to be helped off. Hamilton saying looking forward to this year. He said he's more comfortable.
Hamilton, 3rd leading scorer on the team. That could be a big loss for them if he's unable to return. Hopefully it's just a little bit of a rolled ankle. They can retape it maybe, or maybe get a chance to get back in the ball game.
Much needed for this team. Inside of 15 to play here in the second half. And that's going to be an offensive foul. Good draw of the charge.
Yeah, it's an easy call there. As soon as you put that arm out on a drive and then extended when you make contact with a defender, it's almost always going to go against you.
Well, Lemus just timed that perfectly, too. And now UTEP trying to extend that 1-point advantage. Givens wheeled around. Clay Moose with 13 to shoot. Solomon has to give it up. Givens throws it away. It was like everybody didn't want to shoot it. Everybody was hesitating.
Yeah, he got it to the wrong guys in the wrong spots, though. Onyema is just, I don't think he's comfortable shooting it from 18 feet on the baseline there.
Davion McKnight with the ball. He is the floor general.
That's just too easy.
Way too easy. Sharp with another jam tonight.
Yeah, if he catches it with momentum going to the basket, nobody between him, he's really difficult to stop.
The long arms help. He has a dozen in the game to go along with his 3 blocks.
Not really known for as much as a scorer, too.
No.
Only averaged a little over 7 a game.
That's something Rick Stansbury talked about at the beginning of the season. That's going to be the 4th personal foul, I think, on Sharp.
Yeah, that's a very big call right there. That is 4 on Sharp. Just as he was really getting in a groove offensively with a couple of dunks here in the second half. He will likely have to take a seat here.
And he's going to sit down.
That comes with 13:52. We'll see how long Coach Stansbury decides to go with him on the bench. I guess a lot of that'll be dictated probably by
The score.
how the score goes.
Now UTEP, will they take advantage of this?
Well, I think guys are going to look at lanes now and try to drive to the basket knowing that he's not in there.
A little hesitation. Darius Miles, I should say, has checked into the lineup. The 6'10 junior out of Oak Cliff, Texas. He's on defense, and he may have his first rebound. No, whistle and a foul.
Givens coming in, just elevating for a rebound there, keeping that alive.
How about the pressure on Darius Miles, only playing in his 10th game this season. Now Falou June checks into the lineup, the redshirt sophomore out of Senegal. UTEP, by the way, 11 offensive rebounds in the game. Conference play, they're at 12. They want to go inside, a lot of bodies there, but the slam dunk.
That was a very athletic play there. Onyema taking the ball out of his ankles and then just going vert and dunking it. Great play.
Like I said, he told us before the game he wants to dunk on everybody. McKnight slips inside, sees 3 orange jerseys. Ball is loose. They come out of it. Lemus looks, tries to dish it. Not a good pass.
Yeah, the whole staff over there at UTEP's telling him just to shoot it.
I know.
Got all the way to the rim, 3-on-2. Nobody stopped you. First rule on a fast break, go until somebody stops you.
That's what you're taught early on in your basketball life. And Lemus just never got a handle on the ball. And McKnight will bring it up. Rick Stansbury said he's the best point guard he's coached. He's come a long way. Said when he was in high school, nobody could stop him getting to the rim. Throws it away. Lemus comes up with a loose ball.
A couple of good defensive possessions in a row here for UTEP. Coach Stansbury's got his arms up in the surrender cobra on the top of his head. Can't believe what he's watching on offense right now.
How many times have we seen that already today in this tournament? Shot clock at 10. Givens works on McKnight. They switch. Oh, nice ball fake by Onyema. Can't finish it out. Did the old ball behind the head trick. Marshall looks at the 3. Doesn't get the 3. And now Coach Golding slowing things up a little bit. This team is suited for running and pressing. That's the team he had at Abilene Christian.
Yeah, absolutely. And everybody's been on the floor for a couple minutes without a whistle now. So you can get tired. So sometimes when coach says, hey, walk it up, it's not necessarily a bad thing to catch up for 10 seconds.
With that, we're going to take a break. 11:42 to play in this opening round game on the men's side, and UTEP holding on to the 1-point advantage. Welcome back to the 2023 Conference USA Men's and Women's Basketball Championships presented by Total Care. 43-42 is our score. Along with Ashley Pickle, Colin Boddicker, I'm Rob Thune. Good to have you with us tonight. Still have one more game coming our way. Right now, Western Kentucky outscoring UTEP by 5 here in the second half. UTEP on the verge of a new school record as we take a look at the first half shooting between UTEP and Western Kentucky. First half, 45% for UTEP. Second half, just 4-13. Complete opposite if you're Western Kentucky.
Yeah, they're much closer. That's 41 and 37 now total for the game for the two teams. So pretty close. UTEP still dominating on the boards, though, +9 on the boards.
And this is where they got to get points. That was only their 5th free throw, but talking about possible record for UTEP, they're about to set a new record for steals in the season. They're tied right now with a 2009-2010 team with 288 steals. So the next one, they'll be in the record book. And this school's got a history of being able to take the ball away from their opponent. Again, Sharp is out, 4 personal fouls. They show the double, they fall away from it and buries it. Davian McKnight.
Nice job by McKnight, fading away a little bit there. High arcing shot.
Only player in the NCAA had 2 games of 32 points, 3 assists, 4 rebounds, and 2 steals in the contest. On the drive, no. Offensive rebound, Kalu, yes.
He's had a really nice game. That's double figures for him now.
Kalu only 1 start this season. Kalu's got 10. Season high is 11.
He's got to be one of the happiest guys. He trips on the bench right now with 4 fouls.
Yeah, really. Outside, long shot. I don't think that's the shot they necessarily like from June.
Although now he's got to deal with a guy who's going to shoot threes on him, so he's got to close out and guard a little farther.
So June has taken threes this season, 43 to be exact. And McKnight leads the break. Gives it up. Nice drive to the hole. Counted and one.
And Hardy knows if he's going to foul him, he reached in to foul, but didn't hold it long enough. You're going to reach in and foul and try to take away the easy basket right here like Hardy does. He's got to hold that down a little bit longer. Don't let him get that shot up on the glass. Marshall with an opportunity for a 3-point play now.
Great job by Marshall. He's got 4 in the ball game. And Western Kentucky still with the advantage. And now they have their biggest lead they have had this game. This is almost the way UTEP season has gone this season. Some great runs, a lot of teams back into games. Tough turnaround. That was pretty from Tay Hardy.
Yeah, nice play right there. That's get him off of the schneid a little bit, because he is 4 of 11 now, 5 of 12. But outside of those 4 threes, he's really had a tough go inside the arc.
That's his first points of the second half. Nice little up and under move. That is savvy.
Yeah, McKnight's looking to try to take this game over here a little bit. That is now 7 points here in the second half already for him.
And that's our 10th lead change. Already a career high points per game for McKnight. Lost the handle. And it'll belong to UTEP with 9:16 to play in the ball game. Rick Stansbury doesn't like it.
Yeah, that would be one of those. I think if you could challenge, you probably would.
Throw the red flag out.
But the red flag also might end up with a foul.
Yeah, really.
Able to change it to a foul.
15 on the shot clock, plenty of time. Givens. Nice quick hands. Good job defensively by Rawls, who's having a whale of a game. Rawls, little spin move, scoop, no.
Just rolls out. Tough angle to try to finish, though.
Onyema with a rebound. They wanted to run. Inside, don't get the bounce. Rebound coming out of the packs. McKnight, you mentioned it, taking over the game. McKnight on the drive, counted.
I don't even know if he just kind of flipped that up there with the heel of his hand. I think he lost control of it going up and just kind of pushed it up and just got over the front of the rim and rolls in. What a second half for him already now. 9 points here in the second half.
Davian McKnight He's come a long way, the coaching staff tells us. That's going to be a kick, so they'll reset the shot clock to 20. And Tay Hardy's going to come or check that. Malik Zachary will come back into the lineup.
Just gets it over the front of the rim there. Maybe it's because he's left-handed now. He's got a little Jalen Brunson in him, doesn't he?
He does. You're absolutely right. He does. 6'2", 180 out of Syracuse, New York. Spent some time in West Texas and South Plains.
He's probably heard that comparison before.
I'd say so.
I'm not breaking any news here.
The tip, no. The offensive rebound and a foul is going to be called. Solomon kept digging.
He sure did. That was a good effort. Stay after him, keep going after your missed shots, getting offensive rebounds. You get rewarded with a couple free throws. Chance to cut into this 4-point lead.
Western Kentucky has outscored UTEP by 10 here in the second half. One of the reasons they now have pushed their lead to their biggest of the game at 4. And you look at one of the reasons why the play of McKnight here in the second half.
A tough fadeaway shot there on the baseline. Nice move down on the post, a little up and under, and then a crossover and gets it up on the rim. He's got 9 points here in the second half. He only played just under 7 minutes in the first half, picking up those 2 fouls early on, which actually allowed Rawls to get a few extra minutes and have a nice first half. But he's really come alive here in the second half, the leading scorer for Western Kentucky.
Averaging over 16 points a ball game. 9 lead changes already in this contest. And at the line, it's going to be Calvin Solomon. Started 2 years at Stephen F. Austin. In fact, Coach Golding actually coached against him. That's where he found out about him. When Coach was at Abilene Christian. Last 6 games, Solomon's been on fire. He's averaged just about 13.5 a game. Gets that one to go down. And Solomon now with 8, or check that, 9 in the ball game. From way downtown, the 3 won't go down for June. 6'11", 205, redshirt sophomore out of Senegal. Was last at Northwest Florida State College. Actually hasn't even played the last 2 games. Acot's going to go out. Allen will come back into the lineup.
He's shooting 40% from 3 on the season with just 17 makes. But that's almost all of his points on the season, too.
Didn't even play last season because of a knee injury. We've got a whistle and a foul. And the foul is going to be on Malik Zachary. That'll be his first personal foul, and we'll send Rawls to the line. It's good that you have a player that when one of your stars goes out, comes in and not just fills the gap, but also contributes.
Oh, no question. And Western Kentucky has extended the lead a few points now. Since Sharp took to the bench about just under 6 minutes ago.
Had 15 in the last game versus UTEP. And Rawls got 9 tonight. Well, when Sharp left, the score was 42-41. That was at the 13:52 mark here in the second quarter. So actually, they've increased their lead since Sharp's been out. Sharp picking up, of course, 4 personal fouls. Inside, Onyema has it rejected.
There's a great dig there by Marshall coming in to disrupt that play.
Lejeune with the block. Allen, step back 3, got it!
Boy, tough shot, too. Took contact from Hardy there, step back, knocks it down. Allen with another 3, his 4th of the game now. We're going to see the replay here. McKnight hits him. A little contact on Hardy, step back, creates some space, knocks down the 3 to extend the lead to 8 points.
2023 Conference USA Men's and Women's Basketball Championships is presented by Total Care. Good to have you with us on Court A tonight with 7:03 to play in the ball game. 56-48, Western Kentucky on top. Western Kentucky with a rich history. They've advanced to at least the semifinals in 14 of the last 17 tournaments played. They've got 4 titles in the last 4 years, and here's what they've done in the NCAA tournament. Their last appearance, though, was back in 2013. But there were a couple of years there that a lot of us felt that Western Kentucky should have been in the NCAA tournament and just didn't get that bid.
Yeah, it's always tough when you're right there on the cut line, on the bubble, to get in the tournament. You know, there's always going to be 1 or 2 for sure that don't get in that feel like they have a deserving resume.
Given Snow trying to stop a 9-1 Western Kentucky run, and they do it with the slam dunk.
Yeah, great pass from Frazier on the rebound. Just caught it and just tipped it right to his teammate for the jam. Nice play.
Just a moment ago, we were looking over at the Western Kentucky bench, and Jarius Hamilton was up. He was walking around. He's still back in the corner of the arena. And the little floater again by McKnight.
It's really difficult for not to be a call there because they have flopping rules now.
Right.
So it's either a block charge or a flop, right?
Well, hopefully we'll see Hamilton tonight. If not, if they win tomorrow. On the drive, count it. Yeah. Givens with the drive.
And Givens just a nice drive there. Gets it right back on the other side.
Givens with 62 steals on the season. Solomon was 63. Second time in UTEP history they've had 2 players over 60 steals, going back to some guy named Tim Hardaway and Jeep Jackson back in 1987.
Were they any good?
I was calling games back then for them, yes. And being around the Bear was such an honor. Coach Haskins. Yeah, Tim Hardaway could play back then.
I know.
5:56 to play. McKnight so savvy out there. The southpaw lets it go. No, rebound's going to be pulled away by Givens. Hardy quickly picked up by McKnight. Solomon lost the handle. Whistle and a foul is going to be called. And that will be on Dante Allen. Only his second.
17 foul already here, so both teams in the bonus.
At the line is going to be Solomon.
Utah's made a couple of stops the last couple possessions here. Do they have a few more in them to get back in this game?
Well, it was their defense the first 5 minutes of the game for UTEP. They got them really off to the great start.
There's another offensive rebound. That's been helpful tonight, too.
That is the 15th offensive rebound. Jump stop, couple of pump fakes, knocks it down by Solomon.
Yeah, nice play. Good patience, too, on the jump stop. That's really difficult to do, to come to a complete stop there. And a big
Rawls has it rejected by Onyema.
Saved right back into Rawls there, though.
McKnight on the dribble penetration. Left hand got it off the glass.
McKnight's just killing right now. It's 13 already in the second.
Wow.
This guy's taking over. Little unfortunate. That's one of those where you wish the block wasn't so forceful. Just tap it to your teammate. You're going the other way for a break.
On the spin move, given Snow. You know who was big on that? Back in the old days, David Robinson, when he played for the Spurs. He said, that's for show when you try to jack it up in the road, Jay. He said, I'd rather keep it and play to one of my teammates.
Oh, I agree with that. And it's in that specific incident right there, you had 2 teammates that could have caught it, too.
Right.
Like, I get it. You want to have a big block. It's we all want to do it.
Yeah.
Also want to make winning plays.
I'd rather have the winning play. Givens with 4:35 to play in the game, 5 to shoot. Solomon in the corner, has to let the 3 go. No.
He got a good shot off, considering it was on the end of the shot clock there. Just a little strong with the back iron.
And McKnight got his 5th rebound to go along with the 5 assists. And the 13 points. Good defense by UTEP. On top, Allen for three. No, they did a nice job keeping McKnight off the board. The lead is 5. And Son got it for Solomon again.
Well, that doesn't happen very often. Somebody go chest to chest with Sharp and he's able to score without getting it stuffed back in his face. Solomon with a big-time bucket right there to cut this game to 3 as we approach 3.5 minutes to go.
I think Sharp in the back of his mind goes, I cannot foul out of this basketball game. Solomon, 8 of the last 10 points for UTEP. And a foul is going to be called way out front for a grab, and it's going to be on Givens. With that, we're going to take a break. 3:28 to play in the ball game. It's a toss-up. Western Kentucky leading UTEP by 3.
Here's Solomon with a nice pat. Just pushed Sharp a little bit out of the way. Make sure to let everybody know he's strong enough to do so.
The Conference USA Men's and Women's Basketball Championships is brought to you by Total Care, where lives are transformed. They actually get along, folks, in real life. You know, for years, we always try to figure out what that mascot was for Western Kentucky. I got a friend that's creeped out by him. Former producer who will remain nameless. How about bracketology? Joel Lenardi. Big 10 with 9, SEC 8, Big 12 has 7. That could go a little bit higher. But you look at the rest of the way it's going to shake out right now. That's the way Joel Lenardi says the conferences are going to be in the tournament. And the big question is, where does Conference USA fall into play?
You know, he's usually pretty accurate on these, so you can't account for somebody else besides FAU potentially winning this tournament here. But I think FAU's resume is strong enough that they would still, with a 15 net ranking, even if they lose one to, say, North Texas in the final or something like that, they would still have enough of a net ranking to get in.
Here's Rawls having an outstanding game. And Tyrone Marshall will come back into the lineup. Good move. Dante Allen going to get a little bit of breather here with 3:28 to play. He'll come back in. Rawls has both.
Just had to finish our thought on the tournament as well. There are a lot of teams that are on that bubble though, like maybe like in North Carolina potentially, that don't want. They want FAU to win this tournament. They don't want any other teams to come in.
Absolutely. And that's the way it always is. Here's McKnight. Alley-oop. No, Sharp couldn't put a fork in it.
It was a little early. I think he gave up that ball a little early. Probably could have taken it, faked the pass, and gone all the way in for the layup.
Coach Golding was not happy with that defense on that last play or the turnover. Here's McKnight. Pull-up jumper. Rebound snared away by Onyema.
A nice contest there by Hardy.
Onyema 9 rebounds. The quick pull-up, buried.
Hardy did a nice job there catching, too. Instead of just taking it going straight to the basket, he went to the open area at 15 feet and knocked down a jumper to keep UTEP within 3 here.
And a timeout's going to be called by Coach Stansbury with 2:38 to play, holding on to that 3-point advantage. Western Kentucky has hit 5 of their last 7 shots. As we know that Coach Golding has done a great job not only at Abilene Christian but also here at UTEP. With more on that, here's Ashley.
Opportunity to spend out in West Texas and El Paso, but everyone out there is incredibly nice, and Coach Golding really fits that standard. Flashback to Christmas Day this past year. You might remember that there was some airline troubles going on where a ton of flights were getting canceled, and actually Coach Golding, his wife Amanda, and his 2 sons Kason and Chase were here in the DFW at Dallas Love Field. They got stranded. Their flight was canceled, and so they tried to go rent a car. While they're waiting for them, there were 3 universities University of Pittsburgh football players standing there talking about needing to get to El Paso. That's when Coach realized that they were playing in the Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl, and so Coach called the Pitt football coach and said, hey, I've got your guys. We can take them back to El Paso if you're okay with that. Coach gave them the okay, and they rented a car, drove the 9 hours to El Paso, and got them there in time for Pitt to go on and win the Sun Bowl. So a really good deed there done by Coach Golding.
Anybody that knows Coach Golding, that did not surprise that he and his wife did that. And that just, by the way, also tells you how big Texas is. You know, you think, oh, Dallas, El Paso, we could do that one in a day? No.
Well, I want to know how big the car was that they had to rent. That's 3 football players.
No kidding. Exactly. You know, but here's Coach Golding, grew up in Midland, Texas, rooted for Don Haskins' teams back in the 80s and 90s. And what's good about him is he knows the history of UTEP. And it has a rich history. Western Kentucky by 3. UTEP 1 timeout left. Western Kentucky 2. We go inside of 2.5. McKnight couldn't go left or right. Offensive rebound, and Sharp's going to be fouled.
And Yama doing everything he can to try to box out Sharp. Just tough. The ball bounces right over Sharp's head. He's just so big. Grabs the rebound, earns a trip to the stripe here with an opportunity to extend this lead.
Remember we were joking about him getting back to 50% from the free throw line? He just did, 5 of 10. Always seems to work out, but he is playing with 4 personal fouls, and actually they increased the lead while he was out. Now he's over 50.
Actually, I think your stats hadn't updated.
Oh,
he's now 6 for 12.
Oh, he's 50%.
50%. He's right on the money. But he still needed a boat to get there.
There, he needed him. Inside, slam dunk, hurt the rim, Calvin Solomon.
Yeah, cocked that one way back. That can ignite your teammates too on defense. Get a big jam like that.
2 minutes to play. McKnight got away with that right chicken wing.
Sure did.
And then ends up with Sharp with a jam. That was right in front of us, and that right chicken wing went up. Lead back to 5. Hardy has it poked away. Western Kentucky's hit their last 3 shots, one of them, but UTEP also with a dunk. How about from Solomon first?
Yeah, Hardy, I mean, that play right there, you saw right before Sharp caught the pass for the jam. Hardy got flown all the way out of bounds.
Absolutely.
His teammates got to help him out.
They're going to have to burn their timeout, and that's going to be their final timeout.
Yeah, just in a tough spot there, trapped in the corner, and nobody coming back to the ball to create an angle for him.
Also, here's a situation. UTEP using their last timeout. Western Kentucky leading by 5. They've hit their last 3 shots and 6 of their last 8. A team that trailed big time in that opening half, but they continue to claw their way back. And you can see bonus situation, both teams in, and the timeouts, no fouls to give. Possession arrow belongs to Western Kentucky. And the bracket. We shall have another game coming your way from the Conference USA Men's and Women's Basketball Championship presented by Total Care. And coming up immediately following this game, or should I say 30 minutes following this game, we're going to have Florida International and Louisiana Tech. And the winner of this game, Western Kentucky, UTEP will get to play the #1 seed, Florida Atlantic. And that'll be tomorrow at 6:30 Eastern Time, 5:30 Central. Okay, the situation, the timeout had to be called. It's tough playing a close game. Now you don't have any timeouts left. So every time they do stop, they're going to be doing offense and defense in the huddles.
And don't forget also that they burned that timeout.
Right for the first half.
Wayne Gavance was coming down down the, he's driving in the back, just in the backcourt 3.5 minutes to go in the first half.
Right.
And called timeout and misunderstood what Coach Golding was yelling at him. I'm sure they'd like to have that in their back pocket at this point.
Givens. Shot clock at 5. Solomon's pull-up jumper short, can't get his own rebound, ends up into the hands of Sharp.
A tough shot right there too. After he didn't go for the initial pump fake.
Solomon had 6 in the first half, 12 in the second. Now Western Kentucky with a big advantage.
If you're UTEP, you just got to get stops, and Western Kentucky just have solid offense, running some clock, get a good shot.
Givens was hassling McKnight. The 3 on the way, buried. Emmanuel Acott.
Knock down just your 7th 3 of the game as a team. And that's a big one right there. Go up 8 here with 46 seconds to go. Coach Stansbury takes a timeout to set his defense.
Acott, the transfer from Boise State, was a late recruit, multifaceted guy. Shooting 32% beyond the arc this season. That was the biggest he has probably had this season, giving them an 8-point advantage.
Now they've just dominated. Western Kentucky's just dominated here in the second half, outscoring UTEP by 14 here in the second half, 41-27.
It's the biggest lead of the game for Western Kentucky. UTEP, I should say, led by as many as 16 in that opening half. Acott's had a couple of 3-pointers. He had a key one late in the first half. And then this one just now.
UTEP's got to go quick, a lot quicker than this. Western Kentucky switches to a zone, which is nice to help draw a little bit more time off the clock.
Givens over McKnight. Oh, my!
Givens is a great step-back 3 there. A little trouble getting the ball inbounds.
And then they have to make the foul. Hardy had to grab. With 29.6 left, but they're only down by 5.
Acott, a 71% free throw shooter. Coming to the line here. He'll get 2 shots here in the double bonus.
How about how big was this shot, though?
Well, they needed it. They ran a lot of clock, so it absolutely had to go down for them to have a shot here. Now they're just going to need to keep making a couple more and hope for a couple of misses.
And that'll help. Western Kentucky about 64% shooting from the free throw line, but a lot of that has to do with Sharp only being at 50%. Acott again. This time he rattles it. He's got 9 in the ball game. UTEP needs something quick. Givens again, and he's fouled! Oh my! A possible 4-point play.
Well, that'll change things real quick, and that was quick. It only took 3 seconds off the clock here. Givens rises up, knocks down the 3. Right as McKnight inexplicably sticks his hand instead of straight up. He initially sticks it in there.
And he is going to be called for the foul, and this is a chance for a 4-point play to make it a 2-point game. Can't do it, no. Moved in too quickly, and it's going to be Western Kentucky's basketball.
I don't see that call very often.
No, Gary Maxwell, though, veteran official, was right on it.
He's going to get the clock reset to, I believe it was 23.5.
Davey Bonner telling Rick Stansbury, you got to get back to your coach's box.
Yeah, they just reset the clock to 23.5.
UTEP 13th turnover in the ball game. But at this point, that's a moot point. 23.5 left.
So you want to trap the first pass. If you get something, great. If not, then get a foul.
That was a travel, yes. It was because of the defense. Givens was right there defending.
That changes everything when you get a turnover like that. As Allen catches this ball, you'll see 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, he did.
And then drag the other one. Here's a chance to tie.
It's again for the tie. No. Offensive rebound. Hardy fakes, leans in, doesn't get it. No. Rebound Sharp with 10 seconds left. Up ahead, Acott, and he's going to be fouled, and he scores.
2 good looks on the offensive end for UTEP. Western Kentucky secures the rebound from Sharp and just outlet pass, and Acott finishes it off on the other end here. Advances the ball at the floor. Hardy does everything he can to try to stop and put him on the free throw line. Acott's able to raise it up over the rim for the three-point opportunity here.
Acott, the last 6 points for Western Kentucky. Make it 7. 6.6 left to play. And UTEP needs a miracle. Givens again for 3, no. Sharp had it, lost it, and that's going to do it. Outstanding second half for Western Kentucky. Came back from that big deficit early on in the ball game, and they put together a couple of great runs, and they've done it with their defense, I think, here in the second half.
And they did a lot of the big stretch with their star defensive player Sharp on the bench with 4 fouls here in the second half. You know, they played a great game in the second half specifically, and McKnight really led them offensively with 13 points all here in the second half, and a 12-point swing in the second half, outscoring UTEP 45-33 just in the second half.
Well, tonight's player of the game is brought to you by Total Care, and you got to look at the overall aspect of what McKnight did. Not only the scoring, the lack of scoring in the first half, but the leadership in the second half and doing some of the little things. You see his numbers.
Yeah, no doubt about it. 7 assists as well, and 5 rebounds. He played 27 minutes. He sat at most of the first half there with the 2 fouls early on, but he ends up the game with only 3 fouls and does a great job of hitting some big timely buckets, especially when they were coming back and eventually overtaking UTEP.
Ashley standing by with head coach Rick Stansbury of Western Kentucky.
We've got Coach. Hey, Coach. An unbelievable way to hang on there in a very tight game. How proud are you of your team for not only fighting back, but keeping the lead there at the end?
Well, you know, we dug ourselves a big hole. You know, that's not easy when you're on the road. I think we got down 16 the first half, but I'm awful proud of the way our guys stayed together. We didn't panic, we didn't rush. We pecked away and got that game back where it needed to be at halftime. In the second half, I thought we controlled it most of the way.
Points in the paint are always big for y'all, but behind the arc, Deontay Allen continues to be consistent for you guys. What do you say about the way he played tonight?
Well, Dante, it's what you need, somebody to step up and make some shots. You know, ever since Luke's gone down, you know, everybody knows three-point shooting is one of our greatest abilities, but Dante, it's one thing he can do. And when he makes shots, it makes us so much better.
Appreciate it, Coach. Best of luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
All right, Rick Stansbury now 7-0 versus UTEP. They're 12-6 in first-round games. They win it, the final 73-67, going to 17-15 on the year. But the big news is they get to go against Florida Atlantic, the number 1 seed in the tournament. But I think this may be a little confidence builder for Western Kentucky.
Yeah, no doubt. And you get some guys staying in out of foul trouble in the first half, and they are explosive. They got guys that can knock down shots, and they certainly got the best defensive player in the league, so you never know what can happen in tournament time.
Once again, the final score, 73-67 for Colin Boddicker, Ashley Pickle, and our entire crew. I'm Ron Thulin. All games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN.